Shields up, Ironbreakers. Workon here coming at you with another video. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, and today I would like to share with you some of the moments that really marked my journey throughout the story arc of Final Fantasy XIV. I'm not going to be able to mention every single thing that really marked me simply because of the fact that, as a lot of people have pointed out in the past, I have a goldfish brain. I tend to forget things like really fast. These are just some of the things that I don't think I will ever forget during my journey of Final Fantasy XIV, and it includes a little bit of each of the story arcs. So, starting things off with a Realm Reborn, one of the things that was really surprising to me was when Raban got his arm chopped off. Now, this is after the MSQ. That's not to say that the MSQ itself is not great, because it is. It's just this moment really just like was like, what is happening right now? Like, because that's when, you know, they really started taking some really bold moves with the story. It's like, we're gonna assassinate the Sultana, we're gonna chop off Raban's arm, we're gonna put him in jail, we're gonna, like, everything that you've been working for this whole time, we're gonna throw it all in the dirt. I was like, what? And all of the characters suddenly disappear, and you get thrown into this friggin' chaos spiral of, like, losing all of your friends, and then suddenly you get rescued by this Lalafell, which you never even heard of before, but it's Raban's son, and you're like, what? What is going on? Like, this new Lalafell that shows up, and it's just like it was a really cool moment, like from Raban getting his arm chopped off to your character essentially going from being one of the biggest heroes of the realm to becoming an outcast and all of the stuff that comes with it. I thought that was like a really marking moment, and particularly because you don't really get to see your friends for a long time. Like, when I say your friends, I mean like all of the other characters you've been interacting with, like Thancred, all of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. You don't get to see them for a long time after that, because then it begins the story of Heavensward. And that, I don't know, that moment, basically, since Raban got his arm chopped off and everything just went to shit, was really friggin' amazing to me. And I'm probably never going to forget that.
Have you lost your mind, General? It is forbidden to draw steel in the royal chambers, much less slaughter our fellow syndicate members. You're one of them! You've been in league with the Scions all along!
You're next, you scheming bastard!
Raban! Seven hells!
The other thing that was very special to me during Realm Reborn was the revelation of what really happened at the end of the Battle of Cartaneau, when you get to see what Louisoix really did. I was just like super blown away with the fact that he just conjures up the power of the Phoenix, friggin' blows up Bahamut out of nowhere, and you're just like, holy crap, when you actually see that. Because when you're playing through Realm Reborn, you're always wondering, but what did happen? He just pushed this into the future, but technically speaking, you know, Bahamut is still in there. He's still messing shit up. So wouldn't 5 years into the future, everything would just be like blown up and everybody would be dead? But then they show you what really happened, and that is really cool. And that is why I think that Coils of Bahamut is such an essential part of understanding all of the events of A Realm Reborn, which is why I always say that to new players, like, if you can't do Coils of Bahamut, then watch a video on it, because it is a very important piece of information. moving right along into Heavensward, I think one of the things that marked me the most was the death of Arshenfall, because he was the only one who was there for you when everybody abandoned you, when everyone deemed you an outcast at the end of Realm Reborn. And Arshenfall was like, nah, dude, we'll take you in, whatever. I'll introduce you to my family. It'll all be good. As you move in to Heavensward, you're basically like, you know, you're a refugee in Ishgard. And one of the reasons you were able to go there is because of Arshenfall. He introduces you to his family, and Arshenfall is the bastard son of House Fortin. So he wasn't even afforded all of the opportunities that the legitimate sons of House Fortin were. So he's just like this really cool character all around, and then he basically dies to save your character in a really cool moment. And I just never forgot about his sacrifice. No matter how many hours I've played of 14, that was the one thing that always stayed in the back of my mind when Arshenfall put up his shield, and the shield broke, and he got killed by the dude who was running away, to the point where I wanted a more satisfying revenge on the dude that killed him, even though you don't really get that throughout the story. But yeah, the death of Arshenfall was definitely like a big moment throughout all of the expansions, hands down.
Look out! You are unharmed? Forgive me. I could not bear the thought of... Oh, do not look at me so. A smile better suits a hero.
Another death, and you guys will see that some of the stuff that hits me the hardest is the sacrificial plays, because I don't know why, I just have like a natural tendency to really appreciate those moments in storytelling. But another one of those is when Ysayle sacrifices herself to buy us enough time when we are being chased by the Empire into the, I don't know, the platforms that we were going to. Was it Azizla? I think it was Azizla. I'm not 100% sure. This was a long time ago. But when she just transforms into Shiva mid-air and does the sacrificial play and gets killed by the Empire while trying to hold them back, that was another really cool moment.
Thank you, Race Welker.
Is that Ysayle? What does she mean to do?
Oh, goddess, born of mine own hopes and dreams, for the last time, I beseech you, fill this vessel with your light, still the hatred within our hearts, and bless us with eternal grace! Farewell, warrior of light. And thank you for showing me the way.
No!
Now, still in Heavensward, but in the post-MSQ section, you know, the quest that exists between expansions, the sacrifice of Papalymo, where he just tries to do the Louis Swab binding spell, if I remember correctly. Like, some of these events I might get a little bit mixed up in my mind, so bear with me here. But I do remember that when Shinryu is unleashed by the Griffin, that Papalymo basically does this big friggin' spell to try and stop everybody from dying. And you remember Elise going in trying to stop him, and he just like sacrifices all of his ether in this one massive spell to try and save everybody. And that was another moment that just really marked me.
Hilda! I think he means now!
I bid thee farewell again, my dear Ida. Now, let us see how good a student I truly was.
Moving on to Stormblood, one of the really cool moments I thought was when the people of Azim showed up during the assault on the castle of Doma. Particularly the guy that I started deeming the Sunbro. I don't actually remember his name. He's the arrogant, pompous prick that lives on top of the big castle that, you guys know what I'm talking about, in the Azim steppes, right? When that guy shows up with his axe and just like starts cutting down the flying machines of the Empire as we are taking the assault into the castle of Doma, that was another really cool moment because it shows the peoples of, you know, of Doma as a whole kind of like coming together on that one moment, and I thought it was really cool.
Come to me! Come to your death! With each that falls, my soul soars higher!
And then, still very close to that, during the assault on the castle of Doma, we have Gosetsu's sacrifice, or Brosetsu, as most people call him, which I actually thought that he could have died there. It turns out he didn't actually die, comes back later, but you know, that doesn't make the moment any less meaningful, as he's basically holding down the roof to try and keep everybody alive, and he's getting shot by the, I forget her name, the other lady who was evil at the time, then becomes good, then becomes evil again. But yeah, Gosetsu is getting shot and still like holding down the roof so that everybody else can get away. It was a really cool moment.
No one leaves. Not you or anyone else.
You never failed us. Not once. You served my father faithfully, and I'm a better man for your guidance. And the Doma we build together shall be better for it too. Be proud, my friend. Be proud.
I am, Shun. More than you know. You cast the die. Gambling was never my vice.
Still, also in Stormblood, the arc of Asahi I thought was really cool. Because, you know, he's like this character. When he first shows up, you're just like, okay, he actually seems like he's legit. He's trying to, like, you know, do all of this peace brokering between the Empire and Doma and all of this stuff. And he actually, you know, you might be suspicious of him, but he conducts himself like, you know, a reasonable dude. And then right before he leaves, he goes up to your character and he's like, there's gonna be a fucking reckoning for this. I'm gonna fucking kill all of you. And I was like, holy shit. Like, he just goes from 0 to 100 in like no time at all, and it's just like a really cool moment as well. I thought that was very cool, and that whole arc of his character was very satisfying all the way through. It was actually one of the best moments of Stormblood was the Asahi arc for me personally, at least.
Mark me, savior of the savages. There will be a reckoning. Everything you are, your power, even your face, it vexes me. Go on. Lash out like the beast you are at an emissary and jeopardize the newfound peace between Doma and the Empire. My lord was destined to lead us unto a glorious new age. Your light is nothing to his radiance. I will cherish this moment, lock it away within my heart, until the day we meet again.
Then moving right along to Shadowbringers, and I think that the first thing that marked me was the death of Tesleen. Not just the death of Tesleen, but the death of Tesleen, her instantly becoming a Sin Eater, and you having to kill her in the first dungeon that you do. Because you see, that was something that surprised me, because in A Realm Reborn, I always remember that there was this character that died. It was Moonbreather. And I never really cared that much about Moonbreather for whatever reason. That I don't know, they just did something with that character that during the story, there just weren't any moments that allowed me to care that much about her. Whereas on the other hand, in Shadowbringers, Tesleen, you instantly start caring about Tesleen, and then she dies, and then you have to kill her. Was just like this in a really quick span of time. And it made me care more about Tesleen than I did about Moonbreather. Even though Tesleen didn't even achieve as much, because Moonbreather at least sacrificed herself so that we could kill an Ascian. But Tesleen, there was just more meaning to her death, I felt like.
We have to run! Tesleen, no! all deserve happiness, wherever we can find it. The time left to you is precious. No one should die in pain. Mother, I...
And then potentially the thing that marked me the most in the Shadowbringers expansion was the moment where Thancred is holding down Ranjit. That particular moment in that quest is just so well made because you can tell that the quest is made deliberately longer in order for you to take longer to fight against Ranjit because it needs to feel like this completely uphill battle. And then you just see Thancred put it all on the line because he doesn't have, you know, the etheric abilities. He can't really do any magic. He's just like, you know, he has to use all of his other skills that he has in being a rogue and all of these things and try to basically overcome Ranjit through these special techniques that take a great toll on, you know, his health as you are going through the fight. And that is just very well achieved. The whole fight is really well done to the point where if they had killed Thancred in that moment, I would not have thought that would have been like, you know, I would not have thought it a bad thing. Like if they had killed Thancred in that fight, which I thought they were going to do, I was like, that would have been an amazing send-off. But ultimately, I was happier that they didn't kill him because I really like Thancred as a character. And I feel like finally in Shadowbringers, Thancred got a lot more character development than just being the throwaway rogue that they just use to do whatever subterfuge they need to be done against the Empire. It was really, really cool. Like that is hands down to me one of the best moments in this expansion, hands down.
I heard what you said, and I'm sorry for all the things I've left unspoken. You have to go, now!
Thancred, no!
Go! Do what you came here to do. I'll not have you waste that newfound resolve on me. I leave her in your hands. Hurry! Not another step. Your fight is with me.
You think yourself a protector? As if a whelp like you could be a better father to her than me. You would have her suffer and die. I would spare her that fate.
That is not for you or anyone else to decide, ever again.
One last time, with a little help. I'm so proud to have been a part of your life. Home in Filia.
Then we have Graha's Gambit. I'm calling it Graha's Gambit, which is when they finally reveal who Graha Tia is. Which, by the way, I called it, if you were watching the live streams, I called it, I think, like a little bit earlier than halfway into Shadowbringers. Hey, cut me some slack, okay? I haven't spent as much time in Final Fantasy XIV as other people, so it took me a little bit longer, but you know, I did figure out that it was I said it's either Graha Tia or some kind of ancestor of Graha Tia, but when he finally gets revealed, it was a really cool moment because he gets revealed, you know who he is if you did the Crystal Tower, which I had done. He gets revealed, you know who he is, and instantly he paints himself as a villain that is killing your character. And when he does that, I was like, motherfucker! And then I immediately realized, no, wait a minute. He's sacrificing himself because he was trying to absorb all of the light from your character and all of that stuff. I mean, you all know the moment that I'm talking about. And you see that Urianger was like, he knew what was happening because he's like, do not interfere. Just let this happen. And that was another great story moment in Shadowbringers, just seeing that Graha was willing to lay it all on the line, sacrifice himself to get everybody back home after he saved the first. It was just a really cool moment overall. And I think a lot of people, particularly the people who interacted with Graha during the Crystal Tower and remember his character there, I think a lot of people will be very, responsive to that particular moment in the story.
Exarch, what are you doing?
I will channel this profusion of power to the Crystal Tower and use it to travel to other worlds. As I have dreamed of doing ever since I first learned of their existence. Who would choose to remain here in this dying realm when they might go elsewhere and begin anew? Not I. And thus did I use you.
No, I don't believe you. It doesn't make sense.
Damn you! We won't let you do with him as you please.
Do not interfere! Please, I beseech you all, let him go!
You knew of this, Urianger. Tis all a fiction. Such vaguely defined acts of teleportation stand no chance of success. The Exarch will never live to see another world, as he knows only too well.
Then, what does he mean to do?
He means to take the light with him into the rift, where he will die. From the beginning, he intended to sacrifice himself to save our friend and Norvrend.
At journey's end, an opportunistic thief makes off with the hero's prize. A paltry way to end a chapter, I concede. Yet your tale will continue, and my role in it will scarcely be remembered. Worry not. Whatever should become of me, I will be happy and free, safe in the knowledge that I have played my part. Thank you for fighting for this world, for believing. Fare you well, my friend, my inspiration.
And finally, in Shadowbringers, at the very end of it, is when your character fuses with Ardbert. It's just a... That was just like freaking mind-blowing. When you first see the camera just zoom in on your character, and your character starts speaking in Ardbert's voice in complete defiance, and the music just rises up to a complete crescendo in full defiance of Emmett Selk. That was just like friggin' mind-blowing. It was amazing. And the whole part of the Emmett Selk fight and its conclusion with all of the characters teaming up to do, the ether charge thing to try and beat the crap out of Emmett Selk is just a really fantastic conclusion to the whole story arc of Shadowbringers. And just all of the struggles that these characters have been through throughout the entirety of Final Fantasy XIV to get to that moment.
If you had the strength to take another step, could you do it? Could you save our worlds? As one. This world is not yours to end. This is our future. Our story. No, it can't be.
That trick of the light. You are a broken husk, nothing more. How can you hope to stand against me alone?
We stand together!
I'm surprised you can stand at all.
I could not well leave matters half finished. Let expanse contract, eon become instant. Champions from beyond the rift, heed my call!
Damn you all! let us proceed to your final judgment. The victor shall write the tale, and the vanquished become its villain. But come, let us cast aside titles and pretense, and reveal our true faces to one another. I am Hades, he who shall awaken our brethren from their dark slumber.
Like, I just don't know how they're going to be able to pull off the next expansion and take things to the next level. But then again, this is something that I believe a lot of people said after Heavensward. Everybody was like, I don't know how they're going to be able to top off Heavensward, but then they did it with Shadowbringers, at least in my opinion. Maybe it's not for everyone. Maybe some people still prefer Heavensward over Shadowbringers, and that's fine. It's actually really cool that it's not such a black or white thing where it's like, no, Shadowbringers is definitely the best, Heavensward is good, but Shadowbringers, it's actually really cool that segments of the community prefer Heavensward over Shadowbringers, because it just shows you the quality of the storytelling that happens in both of these expansions, that people can't even make up their minds, can't even make up a consensus of which one is the better one. Now for me, and I think for a majority of people, it's Shadowbringers, but Heavensward also holds a very special place in my heart, particularly because of Oceanfall. But anyways, this video has gone on for too long already. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, hit the like button. If you did not enjoy it, hit the dislike button. Feedback is important. Feedback which you can also leave in the comment section down below. Thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Stay strong, and may your shields never break.